YouTube, it's Bethany from Madeline Jean Antiques and Restoration. In this tutorial, it's going to be mostly a time-lapse video. I want to show you guys start to finish me restoring this piece behind me. This piece was given to me free by somebody local in my community, and the only thing I've already done that I didn't do on a time-lapse, there was some really funky paint on this piece. It was like green, and then it was black in some spots, and then it was like actually red in some spots. So I really had to strip this piece as much as I could, and I think I got it to the point now where I can start painting it. So this is my vision for this piece. I'm hoping my vision ends up on that, because sometimes what's in here doesn't exactly translate to there. So I'm going to be painting with that fabulous MAISON Blanche paint that I just posted in my previous YouTube video. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go to the last YouTube video I posted. I did a review on a new chalk paint and I absolutely love it. It's awesome, awesome stuff. So I'm going to be using that paint, which is this paint, and I'm going to be using the same color, that really, really pretty antique blue. What I'm first going to do is I'm going to paint it white, and then I'm going to paint it the blue, then I'm going to distress it a little bit, and this is where I'm going to get really creative. I got this really, really pretty vintage map contact paper. I'm going to decoupage it on the front area here on the drawers, and then I'm also going to be putting here on the sides. This is going to be a fun piece, and it's going to be a major transformation. And then I'm going to sand and stain the top. So I got a lot to do, so let's get busy. time-lapse video, me cutting out paper, cutting out some paper templates. That's what I was doing to get an accurate cutout of my pretty contact paper. Isn't this pretty? It's like an antique map of Europe. Really like that. So I got my paper cut to size. Now I need to stick it on the drawer fronts here in those two areas, okay? So what I like to use for an adhesive, I don't like to use a spray. I've used an adhesive glue before, a spray one, and I find it lifts up. It may go down just fine, give it an hour or so and it starts to lift. So what I have found that works fantastic is wallpaper and border adhesive. Yeah, wallpaper. Can we say 1970s? Okay, nobody puts up wallpaper anymore. Anyways, it looks like this. Get it at your home improvement store. Okay, it's like a real thick glue. I love this stuff, it works great. So I have a foam brush. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first make sure I got the right one here. Yep, I do. I'm gonna put it down, the adhesive with the foam brush. I'm gonna put a thin layer all in that area. And then I'm simply going to stick the pretty paper down in it. And then I'm gonna smooth it out. I have a couple tools that I use to smooth it out. Okay. Looks good on this end. Just stick it down. You do have a little wiggle room. You can just move it a little bit. Okay, so I got like this little scraper here that I use to really get it down in the corners and to get the air bubbles out. This is one of the reasons I do not like decoupaging. It's hard. So you got to work from the center out to the edges, smoothing it out. Do it on this side too. It takes some practice. Trust me, I've screwed up quite a bit trying to decoupage furniture. I'm okay at it. I still have some room for improvement for sure. So this little tool here is working awesome. It's just wide enough to get into that area and help me stick it down. Yep, I'm using my fingers just a little bit there and to wipe some of that extra adhesive off. And you'll know where you'll have to smooth it out. You'll see the edges kind of lift a little bit. You don't want to put too much adhesive on because then it can like tear your paper if you get too aggressive with pulling it to the edges. So what you're trying to do is when you're working from the center on out, you're trying to smooth out. If there's any excess glue, you're bringing it out to the edge. I did pretty good on this. Yeah, I don't have much coming out, which I'm surprised. Okay. And you don't want to keep doing it too much because you can rip the paper. Done that too. Okay, so this is what it looks like here. Inside. Not bad. Looking pretty good. Now what you can do is if you have excess paper, if you didn't cut it right, you can also use your sandpaper to, you know, I guess like cut it down. I've done that as well. I've had paper that's draped over and just take sandpaper to just remove it. If you find that it's not blending as much as you'd like, you can go back in with the paint color that's underneath and kind of like camouflage it in. There's all these little tricks you can do to not make it, if you have mistakes like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next side and do that. And then I have my big sides on this end table to do, which is gonna be, that's gonna be a doozy. So I'm just gonna keep doing a time-lapse video.